If there's any help I can provide here to tell you the secret or tips to make humorous speech, now just be aware and open your eyes. First, you might have problem of you may have problem of that how to gather the information and resources. And does anyone have a problem of finding the humorous resources to make a fun speech? Yeah, I think most of you have that problem. So do I. I joined Toastmasters in 2006 spring. I actually attended the prepared speech contest in area contest that year, but I failed. I didn't play because I didn't know how to put humor into my speech. But later on, after 6 months, I joined the humorous speech contest in that fall, and I won. I didn't know that in the beginning, but later on, after some discussion with some Toastmaster members, I found out the first thing to get humor is your everyday life. Your everyday life. So, first of all, your personal story. Whether you are, later on we will have the many blanks that will give you a fill in, because you are the student, and I was one too, and you have parents, most of you, and you may have boyfriends, girlfriends, you have family. You've got so many resources and materials, but only if you have to look at in the different perspectives. For example, how do we how do we connect the audience? The first thing is that your personal story might happen to somebody else. So make your personal story connected with the audience. Name that, for example, that Antares, he wants to go abroad to have a summer vacation, and so the things they have well-designed Toastmaster presentation here. We can see that, and he was talking with Lucy about how he prepared to go abroad, and he somehow made you laugh because you might have some experiences like that. And then to be universal. Like if some people went to the spring convention this year, I talk about strawberry generation, right? You are the strawberry generation, and I will have to define how can I compare myself with you. So I made my costume was a special design for that occasion. You are strawberry generation, and I'm blackberry. So this is the humor I put in my speech. But if I go out to compete with the international speakers, can I use that? No, because in the States, we have a foreign friend here. Hello, may I have your name?
Cecilia.
Cecilia, where are you from?
Haiti.
Haiti.
Yes.
So how do you call people when the youngsters and they are the younger generation? Do you have a special term for that?
Not really, but I think that they are really amazing.
Amazing.
Because thank you. Sorry, your name? Cynthia. So we have that term in the United States and other countries in the world. We call it Y generation. So strawberry generation is only useful in Taiwan. So you can see that humor has locality. Even though you can find a different humor, maybe people in Taipei will laugh, but not so in China or many places. Some jokes may be offensive. If you hear the certain gestures and intonation, that may be offensive to some people in different places. So be sure that your humor is universal. This is more safely. And that's like what I said, the jokes between your parents, the kids and parents, wife and husband, and girlfriends and boyfriends, men and women, they are very common and universal. Next, because rule of three. I will have I will have to say that another song they called Save the Best for Last. So we all know, most of you might know that rule 3, which is using the 3 different, but 3 is the basic. You may just minor 1 or increase 1. So 2 or 4 are allowed. So don't worry about only if you have to use only 3. For example, this year I use in my speech, there's a example of rule 3. Like, some of you may know that I actually encountered a very disastrous just late last year. I was almost got laid off. So I have to find myself a new job. And I went out. I have to compete with you, the strawberry generation. And I was in a panel interview with 3 strawberries. So the interviewer asked us many questions, but the first question he asked us is to have each one of us to tell him our name and age first. So the answers went like this: 20, 25, 28, 30, something. You can see that is the example of rule 3, but you can see I made it 4. I made it 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that if I change the order, what would happen? I went for the panel interview with 3 strawberries, and I was the oldest. I was 30 something, and those competitors are 20, 28, 25, and 20. You see, that's what happened. The humor lost. You don't find humor here. So the point is, build it to the climax, 1 by 1. So always save the best for last. Save the most humorous one for the last one, whether it is just 2, 3, or 4. And then, punchline. Well, I have to break the rule here. And Tara said that, or maybe Hendis said that you are not allowed to speak Chinese here. But last time when I was here, I come here actually for maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
The last time I was here, when I was taking the elevator, well, I think he is not the NTU student. So only 2 of us went to the elevator. So I just didn't sound from behind. Follow, and I was caught a little. I look back. Follow, and I was really want to follow. So you see that? That is punchline. What makes it punchline? Because it is Chinese, but it's Mandarin. But what makes it punchline? It rhymes. Follow. It rhymes as ba. So you can see that in many speeches we will have the similar usage for the punchline. You may rhyme it, or you may just create a very unexpected answer. For example, take my 2007 speech. For example, this is all true story. I actually want to, make a baseball. And, okay, this is a plastic surgery. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, because in the beginning, I didn't want to make the whole face, only the eyes. You can still see that I have a double eyelid sticker in my eye. And so originally, I just want to, make it bigger. But the doctor wants to make more money. So he was trying to convince me that you actually need a whole face. Remodel your whole face. So he was trying to say, well, your eyes are not small, but your face is too big. So this is the punchline. You can see that. Because you didn't know what the doctor was saying. So that is the punchline. Create the unexpected